To any and everybody that's out there watching, appreciate that. Thank you guys for joining. Do's and don'ts to driving in the winter in a semi truck. There are actually quite a few of them, but we'll just get to the basic ones, and I kind of elaborate a little bit more about what made me make this video. And as y'all can see, if you look at the other videos that came through, if y'all look at the other videos and shorts that came through last night, you'll see that night before last night there was a winter storm. I thought the winter storm was farther east of me, but as it turned out, as I kept driving east, I drove through it. I drove past the winter storm, then I had to go north, and by doing so, I drove into the northern part of it as it was coming over. So there were two different fronts coming over in the winter time. Give me a minute while I clean my glasses. A couple of things to know when you're driving a semi truck is, one, how much weight you have. Number two, the road conditions, and number three, your experience level. If you ain't been driving that long, don't mess around with what I just drove through from. Let's see, it started up in Pennsylvania until I got to Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Don't drive through that stuff if you ain't experienced with that. I've driven off-road and on highway, so I'm already familiar with driving in the wintertime. There were 4 accidents, 3 of them were cars. One of them was a semi-truck. There would be 5, but technically that one happened after I had went by and they called it out on the radio. That's also a good thing to have when it comes to the radio, is your CB radio. This is very important in the wintertime because Google Maps can tell you road conditions, but another truck driver that has driven through it, he can tell you what lanes look better than the others, when it's worse, where the ice is, and that really helped me out once I got to, I think it was 72, somewhere up in there, because one of the guys on the southbound side of 81, I asked how did the roads look, and he said they look good up until you get to around 72, and he said it's going to be fun once you get up in there. It was sleeting and kind of snowing, so the ice didn't start until I got into Pennsylvania, and then I really started to see the sleeting, and it started sticking onto my windshield, sticking onto my mirror. I'm sticking onto my windshield wipers. Make sure you have -30 de-icer fluid in your truck in the wintertime. Just keep that full at all times. The other thing, as I was driving, if you see an S10 pickup truck and they go past you, to me that's a good sign, because that S10 pickup truck ain't got much weight on it, and it's small and it's light. If they can go past me, then there's a good chance that I may have good traction if I need to move around somebody. But I also judge that by how much snow I can see on the road and how much road I can see. I would have got to my destination sooner, but I couldn't see how the pavement looked, because the pavement looked wet, but I couldn't tell if the pavement was wet from ice or if the pavement was wet from the de-icer. That's another thing to keep in mind when they are putting de-icer on the road. If they put that stuff down over snow, that stuff's gonna melt it, turn it to ice, and make it slick. So keep that stuff in mind if you're driving down the road and you see snow, and the snow is packed down on the road, like vehicles have been driving on it, and you see like a orangey, yellowish, almost urinish looking color, and it's just constantly going down the road, more than likely that's that salt melt stuff, depending on where you're at. It's going to depend on what the color of it is. That's kind of a real. It's not a good situation, but at least they're trying to do something. The only problem with that is it's going to liquefy it. Then as cars drive over it, they're going to spread it, thin it out, and then it's going to turn into just a liquid over top of packed down snow. You're just going to slide. And you're going to get to a hill somewhere. You're going to make a turn or get into a curve. And from North Maryland, 81 northbound to Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it wasn't bad until we got to where the incline starts. Also, whenever you're driving on snow or ice, keep as much distance as you can. If you have chains or if you don't have chains, I'll tell you about both of these. If you don't have chains, when you're going down a hill, you need to build up a little bit of speed, and then you need to keep that same momentum as much as you can going up the hill. This is also going to depend on how much snow is on the pavement and how much blacktop you can see. If I can't see no blacktop at all, if I'm driving down a road and it's snowing, and I'll give you an example. 2012, the winter storm that came across from Minnesota, it came across to Wisconsin. I was working at a Walmart distribution center, and as the snow came across, I was trying my best to beat it, but they didn't get my trailer loaded in time, and I had to swap trailers. And when I swapped trailers, the other trailer, the air brakes in the back were locked up, and if you ever backed into a Walmart distribution center, it's actually on a little hill, so it was slick trying to get out of there, and I'm just sitting up in there spinning. And as I'm sitting there spinning, yes, cat litter works great. Chains will always work the best. Anything chains can't get you out of, you were never meant to be in that position in the first place. And I'll give y'all two scenarios of things that I got myself into, I got myself out of, and one that I got myself into along with another truck. And chains did not get me out of it. And I'll explain how the three of those work.
First, there was Vegas.
What
then Atlantic.
the heck? But lost my train of thought. Also, shout out to Tanker Monkey, Chasing Andrew Jackson. Shout out to all of the people that I'm subscribed to, people that have subscribed to me. You guys are awesome. All you people that leave comments, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. And you guys help motivate me to keep making YouTube videos and to put more time into making videos. It's actually a fun thing, but between making videos and doing stuff, you know, I have to kind of keep that stuff in mind. And like I said, man, I really appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out my videos. Mike Miller, what's up, bro? And if y'all have any questions once I finish talking about the winter driving and stuff, I'll answer any questions that y'all have, whether they're trucking or oil field related, or stock market related, if you got some of those. All right. Coming across the winter storm, I finally got the truck and trailer out of the Walmart dock, so I started headed east. I thought I could possibly beat the storm, but I couldn't. So the storm ended up catching up to me. And as a storm catches up to you and you can't outrun it, it begins dumping snow on you more and more, more and more, more and more. And as I'm driving, and what happened with the storm is the storm came like this. It came from the northwestern direction and it came southeast like that. So I was gonna get hit with it either way, and it was just a matter of whether I could power through it and make it back to the Walmart distribution center or not. If you feel unsafe, if you're uncomfortable with it, if you your nerves or if you're anxious about it, I say just back off of it, leave it alone. I've been trucking long enough. I know what what I'm looking for. I know what I want to see, and I know the indicators that stuff this ain't gonna work out. A semi truck that has slid off the road, that's a bad sign. You got one or two options. Well, three. If you're driving down the road and it's a winter storm and a semi truck has slid off the road, you can either stop, drop your speed by a good 5 miles per hour, depending on how much snow is on the road. Number three, drop it by 10, depending on how much snow. As I was saying, as I was coming across from the west, I think that's 90, 94, whatever it is that takes you from Bismarck to Fargo. I can't think of it right now. It takes you all the way over into Minneapolis, Minnesota. I hope I'm saying that right. The snow just started getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And as God is my witness, a car would go past me 10, 15 minutes later in the ditch. Car would go past me 10, 15 minutes later. I'm like, hey, there's the same taillights. Car would go past me 10, 15 minutes later. See the same taillights. And it was just over and over the entire night. Before I got to where the snow had kind of lightened up. And you can look this up on YouTube. There'll be a news story about it. 2012 or 2013, they had three snowstorms that year. I drove through two of them. The third one, I just missed by a hair. I was coming south, and I just so happened to get ahead of it, and it missed me just by a hair. But anyway, between that night, I know I saw over 20 vehicles that went past me, and they were later in the ditch. And 6, 7. The seventh one was a car hauler. I keep driving. That night, I happened to make it through it, and I make it all the way to the end. And I actually get to the Walmart distribution center, and then the storm kind of, the middle of it catches me there, but I'm already there, unhooked, bobtail, sitting in the parking lot. As a company driver, I didn't have no radio, so I couldn't communicate to anybody what was going on. And this was 12, so people weren't using GPS or Google and all that stuff. Wasn't like that. It was just your GPS that you bought from the truck stop. That's one. The other one I did make it out of. The other one, there was no way around it. There was no powering through that. There was no chains. I got off. 15 minutes, they shut the highway down, and I was in the truck stop, and they were saying in the truck stop that they had shut the highway down, so I couldn't go nowhere anyway. That one, it was the same thing, and it was the accumulation of snow. So put yourself in the best position that you possibly can when you're out here on the roads. I have driven through a lot of stuff. I have driven through mud. I've gotten stuck in mud. I've slid off the road in mud. I've gotten stuck in snow. I've slid off the road in snow. I've got the truck back on the road in snow. I've jackknifed, corrected, going up a hill, going down a hill. I've never done that in a mountain. Technically, I've never done it in a mountain situation, but some of the valleys in North Dakota are kind of deep. You can kind of say it's similar, but it's not. It's really not, because a mountain, you ain't getting out of it. There's no end. It just does not stop. But keep you some cat litter. If you don't have any cat litter, if you have those cloth floor mats, that'll work. Whenever you're hooking up to a trailer, or whenever you're backing into a spot, try your best try your best to look to see if there's ice on the ground before you hook or unhook. The guy next to me got stuck like that, and he was out there with cat litter. He was out there with his floor mats. He was trying to do everything to get that truck unstuck. And in my head, I was like, dude, just rock it. He was trying to rock it, and nothing was working. And hold on a second. It's 47 degrees, man. It is hot, and I do not have no heat on. It's probably about 30, because that's all. Anyway, when it comes to road conditions as you're driving, if you can't see that pavement, you probably need to leave it alone. And every time you see an accident, drop it 2.5 to 5 miles an hour lower than whatever you are already driving, because you don't know the road conditions and you don't know what they were doing. And keep space. If the right lane is clear and that left lane is snowed or it's been run on, you can take the chance if you want and run on that lane, but also remember your weight, how much weight you have, and how you get on to that snow lane. When you get back off of it, you need to do the exact same thing. So if you ease onto it, you accelerate, you know, depending on how many cars there are. If it's just miles of cars, you're not going to win. Just back off, slow it down, because you're going to get so far up, you're going to keep building speed, trying to get past the cars. Then you're going to find yourself in a position that you don't want to be in, at a speed that you don't need to be in. So keep that stuff in mind. Something else, man, I wanted to tell y'all. Chains are awesome. Some situations you don't need the chains to drive. You just need the chains to get you out of that spot that you're in. Keep you some bungees, at least 6. 6 bungees should do it, unless you're in that's another story I'll tell y'all. 6 bungees should do it, because you're gonna break 2 the first time. Then after you get the truck moved, you should be able to go forward a little bit, come back a little bit, go forward a little bit, come back a little bit. Make sure I don't back off of that. All right. What's up, Grant Rennie from Scotland? Timothy Frisch, what's up, man? 94. You're right. I hear you. After living in Minnesota, Indiana, New York, been through a lot of ice and snow, you never get used to it. Never. Nah, you don't, bro. Where's your super chat button? What's a super chat? I don't know. Like, this is the what's the difference between super chat and this? Like right now, what? I don't know. I don't know what super chat is. I don't know the difference between super chat and like this chat. It's on my phone, so. But anyway, chains can get you out of just about everything except depth. Chains won't get you out of deep. Chains will just dig you deeper. So if you're oh, okay, I have to check that out. See how super chat works. But I appreciate that, guys. Massachusetts has a lot of snow. Used to have to dig the car out when I was there. Man, what I just drove through, it wasn't that bad. It got bad when I got to past Harrisonburg or Harrison, Pennsylvania. Right there where 78, I think 78 or 76. I'm not gonna look right now. Where that crosses right there, it got bad. It got bad after that because I stopped at the Loves because I wanted to kind of just stop, stretch, because I knew I had about 53 more miles to go. Don't forget to share the channel and the videos and thumbs up. Yes, don't forget to share my YouTube channel. Share it to all the people that are looking to get it. Harrisonburg, that's it. Because I was on my way to Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Harrisonburg is where That's the biggest town before you get to the biggest city before you get to Hazleton. Then you go north of that if you're gonna go on into like Scranton, Pennsylvania, which I've been through there maybe one time. Forget where I was at. Where that Loves is, and I actually saved that Loves on my GPS. Where that Loves is, I stopped, took a break, and also remember that it can be stressful depending on the situation. To be honest, a couple nights ago, that wasn't really stressful. It was more of, it was bringing back like stuff in my head from the past. It was Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. Yeah, because like Scranton's on the east side, Wilkes-Barre's on that west side, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, household goods, anything that's light. This was chips from Memphis, Tennessee, and this whole trip, and what really messed me up about this whole trip when I look at it, because if I'd have known they had sent me an email and changed the delivery to the next day, I could have stopped, got my truck looked at, possibly I couldn't have got my truck fixed, but I could have got it looked at, slept in a hotel, woke up, and delivered that load the next day. But the email came, I'm driving, and I think I drove 600 miles, my bad. I drove 589 miles straight without stopping. Because as I came out of Memphis, it was raining. If y'all remember 3 days ago, dude, I drove in rain from Memphis to Virginia, rain, till it started snowing a little bit, then it began sleeting. I got maybe 30 miles of that 1,000 miles of a break of it not, of water not coming out the sky. And dude, that sucked, because when I started driving, I actually took a break thinking that, okay, I'm gonna drive for a little bit. I stopped in Jackson, maybe this will go past me. And then I woke up the next morning, still raining. Oh God, I'm like, if I keep going, I'm gonna just drive right into it. And sure enough, I drove into it all the way across 40 till I got to 81, and it was just, it gave me no relief. Now for me, I've been driving a long time. That does kind of wear on me, but I'm used to it. But you also like the, you can drive and get out of weather. Like I was saying, on 81, got past the Loves. That's when it started to get, like, okay, this might actually be something. When I stopped seeing vehicles coming south, like when I didn't see no more vehicles coming south, that's one of the first signs that, man, I might have misjudged this. Because I probably drove, and I'm doing, I think I was doing probably like 25, somewhere between 45. I would get up to 55 for a little bit, then have to go back down, because it was slush and it warmed up the slush. Then I get to a spot, ice, slush, ice, slush, ice, and it was like that way the whole way. And that entire time, 3 trucks passed me and 1 car. That's all that passed me for that 53 miles from that Loves all the way to Hazleton. So looking back at it, I can see that I made a good decision. I kind of knew it by the amount of ice that was coming down. It wasn't heavy, it was light, and it was bouncing. Like it wasn't hitting, landing, and freezing right then. If you get in the freezing rain, just stop. You're not gonna win in freezing rain. If it's sleet that is bouncing and then it'll hit something warm and melt, okay, you can get away with that for a little while. freezing rain, you're not gonna win because it's just gonna pile on top itself, Then you're not gonna get any traction. Then once you keep driving and you lose traction, you're not gonna get it back. And coming up here, I knew once I got past the Loves, that's when you start doing this going uphill, and it's all the rest of that 53 miles. And the sign said 45 miles per hour from whenever I got into Pennsylvania. I just kept seeing that same blinking sign. Anybody else that was driving that night, y'all know what I'm talking about. And you know, you could do 45 and do 55 for a little bit, do 45, do 55 for a little bit. But if you're not familiar with driving on ice, when you're not seeing spray coming up off the road, like a truck goes by you, a car goes by you, and it sprays, it sprays up water, that's fine. When you stop seeing that and you start, it's just cold, and it just looks like, I hate to say dry steam. Yeah, you fix to run into something you ain't gonna see. And there was some black ice in spots. But overall, I pushed it to get it there. Hold on a second. I gotta check on the load just a minute. But it was fun because it brought back all of my old knowledge, slowing down, picking up, catching speed, going down the hill so that I can keep the same momentum. Because the last thing any of y'all want, man, is you going up a hill and you lose that traction. There's no guarantee that you're getting that back. So that's why you really need space in situations like that. And some of those times last night, I had to I had to back off of a semi truck or car, and most of the way up there, it was a semi truck, a car, and a semi truck that I pretty much followed the entire way. Like we were just one after another, and I kind of had to just keep following them, until I got to where I got to. Finally, they turned off, and it was just me on the highway. And what are y'all saying in the comments? I gotta back up. A shout out to Grant Renee. Shout out to Timothy Fritch. Is that Fritch or Fritz? Have a lot of snow. Harrisonburg, Spring, Whisper. Timothy Fritch, week. Okay. That's just Jig, Grant Renee says rain again. Yeah, Timothy Fritch is right. When you get up here, I'm not a big fan of snow like that. The Bakken was different because the Bakken was it was a general area. And one thing I got to give it to North Dakota about, they will let you know the road conditions and the weather, and they will have it nailed down within a mile where it's at. Like there's ice here, and they have like it comes across Facebook, and man, it's on Facebook. It's also on their website. North Dakota let you know within a mile. Okay, there's ice here. It's good road here, and it has like a whole little thing during the wintertime. I think Tanker Monkey probably has a thumbnail or something on his YouTube channel with it. I know I've got some videos of some of those pictures that I've saved. Yep, Jackson, Mississippi, the Blue State. Grant Annual Drive, wishing to see how the roads flow around. It's just nighttime map of the United States. Yeah, Pennsylvania, here, and stuff going into New York, New Jersey, which I don't go. pretty much everything up here, it runs a lot up here between Amazon, CH Robinson, and Uber. And usually I'm Amazon in a load back down south most of the time. This time I don't know, because I got a quote for $2,700 to replace the clutch and do some driveline work. This guy said somewhere between 25 and 3,000. Call back in Memphis, he said 32 or 3,500. And I like the guy that I was at, the shop that I was at. I didn't get one of the cards. I can't remember the name of it. But I gotta say, man, that place, I'll go get work done at that place at any time, man. Because I do want to give a shout out to them. Because I was at one shop, because I got that at like 4 o'clock that morning. Yeah, dude, just don't park there, bro. Because you're not blocking me in. Humboldt Truck Services in Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. The shop is in it's by the Fuel On mini truck stop. And when I say mini truck stop, I mean mini truck stop. But that little truck stop has pretty good sandwiches. Their cooked food ain't up to par, but their sandwiches are pretty doggone good. And that's a Humboldt Truck Services Incorporated. Exit Humboldt, Pennsylvania, exit 143 off of Interstate 81. Exit 143. That's where I got off at. Humboldt Truck Services. Those guys are awesome. Because the first truck place that I was at, man, to get my truck looked at, man, I got that at night. Okay, I'm going to go to sleep. Woke up about 8, 9 o'clock. Went over there. I walked into the shop. I'm like, hey, who do I talk to? They said the dude's not here. And they had a bunch of trucks in the shop. And I was like, well, does he got a phone number? Is he coming back? Yeah, he'll be back in 20 minutes. Went sat in the truck 20 minutes, and I'm looking, and there's one way into the place, and I don't see nobody coming in. I'm like, all right, man. I started getting on Google Maps, and I saw this other place, Humboldt Truck Service, which was within walking distance of where I had to deliver at. So okay, I'm gonna go try them, because I remember seeing them the first time I ever went there. Like, okay, there's a truck and trailer place right there. But this other one was before I got to it. Went to them, asked them, and went talk to them. They said, hey, I got something going on with my clutch. Can y'all check it out and see? Dude, from right there, went out there to my truck. Now, it had stopped snowing, but the wind was blowing. It wasn't cold. It was like in the 30s. Dude went out there right then, got up underneath my truck with greasy hands and all, and started going into the transmission right then. And all he did was he went and got a piece of cardboard. I'm like, hey, do you want me to get another piece of cardboard to block the wind? Do you want a rag or something? He's like, no, he's good. He's been doing it for years. He's part owner and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, that's what I like to see. Like, and then when I went into the shop, they were all into something. Everybody was dirty. Everybody was working on something. Humboldt Truck Services. I should have stayed there, but I didn't want to stay up there, man. Like, if I get something worked on, I kind of like to be further down closer to home. And I think he said about 3 days, because can't nobody beat that price. I might not get a load, and I might drive back up there and let them do it. But I'm really not trying to sit here over the weekend, man. And I think this truck will make it back to the house. It's just, I need something light to haul in it to go back to the house. Like, I can't put 30,000 pounds on here. This sucker is not gonna go down the road at 30,000 pounds. But empty, 10,000 and less, yeah, it'll go down the road. I can pull some hills with that. 30,000 pounds, this sucker's not going anywhere. So that's the dilemma that I'm in, and that's from that's from uh that's from a clutch slipping, and he said it. He said my clutch is going out and it needs replaced. Period. But he did get up underneath there and he adjusted it again, and it's actually driving better now than it was before, but it's still slipping. So the clutch is almost done. It's still holding on. It still got some bite to it. So that's the situation that I'm currently in with my truck, which is not that big of a deal, to be honest, because I was worried that it was the transmission, but it's not. It's just the clutch, and the amount of time that it's going to take to get the clutch fixed versus the amount of fuel I'm going to spend to drive it home or get it somewhere further south to have it put in, and the amount of downtime that I'm going to miss. And that's kind of what I'm managing in my head right now. The amount of time that I'm gonna be down, because if I'd have known this, I would have got it fixed when I was at the house for 2 weeks. So, and I kind of came back out so that I could keep running. And if keep running, the truck markets, the loads are paying good right now. When it's paying good and everything's rolling good, man, I kind of like to keep going. And the weather has actually turned around where it's not raining, it's not snowing. So burn up the fuel, drive to the house, and call shops on the way. But it's the weekend, it's Saturday, and I got Saturday and Sunday. So those 2 days will be burnt up if I don't find anything light. I'm not guaranteed anything light out of Amazon that'll be within the range that I'm looking for, 10,000 pounds or less. And the stuff that's on Uber, there's only one load that goes from here to Villa Rica, Georgia. It's $2.77 a mile, but it's 6,000 pounds. But it's $2.77 a mile, man. Like, come on, bro. I'm tripping. And I've been sitting there watching it like, you know, man, maybe that load's gonna go up, and it ain't. It's still $2.77 a mile. It's been that way since yesterday. And that's Newville, Pennsylvania, which I'm pretty sure is 45 miles north. But I don't know. All I know is the two options is drive it to the house to get it fixed, or into the southern states to get it fixed. We'll try to get it fixed up here. I'm gonna spend money in fuel. I'm gonna spend money in fuel because that's enough to. Because from here, let's see, from here to there, that's 900 miles into Florida. From here to Atlanta is 671. Rounded up to about, yeah, so that's 671 miles. And I got around a half a tank. It depends on how much it would cost me to get it done down there versus if I can get it done comparably up here for the same amount. I got more to talk to y'all about the winter stuff. Hold on a second. Where was I at with y'all comments? Not what he's saying is here a lot of places. Looks like a good cab. He said, yes, it is awesome. This cab of this truck is awesome. The ride, the way it feels, is garbage. But You get you a back brace and wear that on your trips. And I can say, man, this has wearing a back brace. This has really made a big difference in how I feel at the end of a day. Without wearing this, I am more worn out and tired. With this, when I stop driving, I usually just stop driving. But before, like, I would be just worn out. Like, man, I'm done. With that back brace, when I stop driving, I just, like, you know, I can drive more, but okay, this is where I'm gonna stop at. So keep that in mind in case any of you guys are looking at getting into trucking. And back brace may help you out in the long run. Okay, so Grant and Renee, you and Timothy on the conversation. JPTV, I believe the weather is current and always updated because in North Dakota there's an NOAA research center, and they do a great job of updating that weather. But North Dakota is on that's the first place I've ever been, bro. Where they stay on top of that weather. I mean, man, how much is diesel there? $4.38 $4.38 for diesel here. It was $4.49 in Pennsylvania. Luckily, there's a Sheets here, and I keep that sucker saved on my phone because it is the cheapest fuel you're gonna get, and it's your last chance to get it. Because once you get past that Sheets, it's a wrap. It is $4 and up from that point all the way north, and it's the Sheets in. Because I most definitely will shout this place out because I get fuel when I come up here. I top off, then on my way back I top off right there again because it's usually going to be somewhere into the Carolinas where the price is reflected to that same price. My bad, that's the Walmart. Where is it? Give me just a second. I'm trying to make sure I can tell y'all where this place is at, because I get fuel here every time. And it has a odd little food place that makes like tacos and burritos. And it's actually pretty good. You know, they make them fresh to order. You just type it into the little screen. It is the Sheets truck stop in Mount Jackson, Virginia. 227 Connickville Road, Mount Jackson, Virginia. And I keep that sucker saved, man. I keep that sucker saved. That is my go-to fuel stop on the way up here, my go-to fuel stop on the way back. So by the time I need fuel, I'm into Georgia, Alabama. Usually by the time I need fuel again, I've already delivered and I'm out of Florida, or on my way out of Florida. Let me get back to y'all comments. Oh yeah, like if it's truck maintenance, all that's getting written off. Every kind of truck maintenance it comes along, it's getting written off. But I just spent time at home, paid bills, so I spent money that I've made while I was out on the road. And that 2 weeks, I would have rather known this, but it's my fault because the first time that I felt my truck doing it, that's another thing. Don't prolong stuff, man. When you know something's going on with your equipment, get it checked out right there. That's why I'm in the situation that I'm in now. The first time I felt it, I thought the truck had just came out of gear. And I read it back up, and when to put it back in gear and it wasn't moving, then I clutched in and it came Came out of gear and I put it back in the gear. And I think I was in 5 or something like that. But I remember I was at a stop and it did it, and it was just really weird that it did that. And then it didn't do it anymore. And then like a week went by or something. Then it was coming across out of Georgia or something, and it started doing it. And it did it periodically. But then this last time it was doing it going home, and it was doing it coming out. So I hate to say it, but this truck is held up, and it technically should have left me on the side of the road. I'm just being real about it. This truck should have left me on the side of the road for neglecting to deal with the problem that this truck was telling me. Hey, there's a problem. You need to address this. You need to address this. You need to address this. So when you're having something go on with your equipment, don't keep pushing it. Don't keep pushing it for no reason, just because you want to try and save some money. This is something I should have dealt with already when I was at home. And I had an idea that it was something within the drivetrain. I just wasn't sure which one it was. So that's the situation that I'm in now. I should have dealt with this before, and I wouldn't be in this situation. But the good thing about it, the truck is still drivable. I'm pretty sure that I can baby this truck all the way to my house. But I've come out on the road. I'm not interested in going back home until 2-3 weeks. And I don't want to go home. I'd rather get this fixed at a shop, keep rolling. I can make that money back in a week versus going home. I know I'm gonna just end up taking more home time. It's plain and simple. I'll tell y'all about the Sheets truck stop. I don't remember why I stopped telling y'all about the winter driving and stuff, but I'm pretty sure I've given y'all enough information. This video is almost 50 minutes long, and by all of the thumbs ups and the people that are still watching, man, obviously I must be giving y'all some good solid information. I want to thank you guys for hanging around. You get all over the place there. No, I don't want to drive it because I don't want to tow it. I called one place today. He said that all the place for him to call for the part are closed, and he said it would be Monday before he can let me know. Old dude up there in Pennsylvania said the same thing. So, and I don't see anything short. The short stuff is going into Baltimore, Washington, New York, New Jersey. Or it's going farther north into Pennsylvania, into Ohio. Stuff that's going south is going all the way to Atlanta. And I don't have a guarantee on how much it's going to weigh, except for that Riccolo, which I might just take that at that $2.77, because at least I will be making something, paying me something to drive in a direction that I'm guaranteed to go into anyway. And doggone, I need to charge my phone, because I gotta check again and see how much weight that is. £6,000. This truck can pull that and not give me any problems. 6,000 pounds. And I'm 45 miles away from there. This load picks up tomorrow at 3 o'clock and delivers at Sam's Monday at 9 o'clock. Come on, man. I hate when they do stuff like that, bro. But it's 720 miles, and they're assuming that I'm gonna take 2 days to do that. I'm gonna knock all that out in one day. 720 miles. I'm gonna drive that out in one day. And it's mixed freight. 6,000 pounds. $2.77 a mile. It's $2,000. That $2,000 will cover all of my fuel, including filling back up again. So by the time I drive to the sheets, fill back up there, this load will have covered all of my fuel that I've spent since I left the house. And the load that I brought from Memphis to Hazleton will pay for whatever work I got to get done to the truck. But I got time to think about it because it's not till tomorrow. And hopefully between now and tomorrow, the rate of that load will go up. Because really, that's the load that I'm looking at for. That would be perfect. It's just, let me get that $3.50, at least $3 an hour. But that is the best looking option. That little bit of weight to haul that far, and I'm pretty sure in Atlanta, Georgia, I will be able to find a shop that can get that done cheaper. He was saying between $2,500 to $3,000. Old dude said $2,700. Tadlock said $3,200. I'm pretty sure Atlanta can beat that by a good $500 to $1,000. I'm doggone near positive Atlanta can beat that by $1,000. And they could probably get it done in a couple of days instead of 3 or 4, or a whole week or something. Anyway, let me finish getting to y'all comments. Okay, it's 11.55 a gallon. What does that mean? What does that mean? 11. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. It says the diesel here in the UK is 11.55. I'm just gonna skip that comment like I didn't see it. Need to get us a PO box address or mail address for us so we can send you things in the mail. I'm working on that. Actually, there's 2 things I'm working on. One of them is not a definite. One of them is already done. It's already been bought and paid for. But until it is ready, I'm not going to be talking about it on YouTube. The other one isn't done. It's not for sure. So I ain't gonna bring that up. I don't know about Costco. Tiger Monkey, what's up, man? Tiger Monkey, man. Tiger Monkey, bro, I want you to know, bro. Like, I be sitting there waiting, like, man, when's Tiger Monkey? Cause, like, we'll have a video. Cause, dude, like, if I'm sitting somewhere, or if I'm driving down the road, like, I use you guys as like my what do you call that? They sell them in here in the truck stops. Those books on tape. Like, I put you guys on, and I'll just let y'all videos play. And I'll just drive down the road listening to y'all, man. And it's you chasing Andrew Jackson. Like y'all are my main too. Like y'all make videos. I put that sucker on and drive down the road and listen to you. So keep up the good work, Tiger Monkey, man. You are awesome, bro. And be safe while you're up there, man. And God bless, bro. Take care of your health, take care of your family, and like you said, multiple streams of income, man. Multiple streams of income. And I saw what the market did this past Friday. I was kind of expecting that. I was like, okay, you're gonna get down so far, but it didn't take everything with it. Once it started to affect the oil companies, like, that's when you started to see the rebound. I was like, hey, why you going down? Like, hey, you need to check yourself. You know who runs stuff. That's what that was. The oil field was like, hey, y'all need to chill out with that. But listening to some of the conversations or the interpreters interpreting the conversation that Putin was having with some of his advisors, it like he used the word Russian Federation, and I'm like, oh, okay. He's using words like that, like a Russian Federation. So you're going to get back all of it. That's what they're talking about. They want all of their land back. And like he said, he was talking to one of the guys. It was like, well, do they want to join the Russian Federation, or I have to watch it again, man. I have to watch the whole thing so I can get the whole context of the conversation. But when countries start using words like that, they're pretty much already decided on their course of action, what they're going to do, and they usually aren't going to budge off of that. But yeah, but the market has turned back around from that dive of 5 days ago. And if you watch that, bro, that was a doggone free-for-all. That was a free-for-all, just like, hey, everybody started dumping stuff. But depending on what you had, that was a great opportunity for you to sell, and then catch it at that bottom, buy something, and then come back up with it, sell it again. So it just it all just depends. It all just depends. And look at that. That is a quadruple digit change. Within a 24-hour period, even though that was the close on the 25th. Anyway, we get into a different conversation. We start talking about stocks and stuff. Stock market stuff, I have to have something planned out if I'm gonna have a conversation with y'all about it. All of my stock market stuff is stuff that I've already seen, looked at, acquired, and I'm already in a position where, okay, I could sell it now or hold on to it. And I was talking to somebody else. I'm averaging 11% across all of my investments total. 11%. And I want to keep that going. 11%, a double-digit percentage on return. I want to keep it like that. And it's just a matter of watching the stock market, looking at it, and then doing your research. Looking at it, doing your research. Watching the market, doing your research. Because I really thought of selling my truck and trailer and doing that. But I want to finish my second goal first. I get the second goal out the way, and I'll lean more towards doing that, because the success I've had with the stock market, I said to myself, if I could do 6%, if I could average 6% consistently, 6% consistently, I would be halfway into just doing the stock market by itself. But 11% is like way beyond what I ever thought I would be able to maintain over a long period of time. And this is going on my third year. There was some learning curves in the beginning. Like I lost some money and made some money, and lost some money and made some money. But then it was after I kind of backed off of the stock market, did some more research, did some more reading, and this guy's got an audio book on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but he he makes some really good points about when you're investing, never let investing be an emotional decision or an emotional response where you're gambling. Always make sure it's a calculated financial decision, a calculated financial decision, a calculated financial decision every single time, every single time, every single time. And you have a better chance at success by doing so, because that means that you're looking at it analytically, you're looking at it professionally, and you're looking at it as this is the future. So you have to make, it's almost like every stock or I can't forget what you call that. I forget what you call it when you short. Every short is a financial decision, and this financial decision is going to determine on whether your family eats tomorrow or not. So look at it that way, and you're going to have a good chance of success. This is going to pay the house note. This is going to keep the lights on. This is going to put my kids through college. You start looking at that stuff like that, and there ain't no more play in it. What are y'all doing? But yeah, man. You nailed it. You nailed it. Be careful with the stock market, bro. Always Conrad, Lawrence Page, tanker monkey pump. That sounds like a cheap gas station with doggy restrooms. I don't know why they had dog food in the room where they keep the food at that truck stop. I don't know what that was. It just caught my eye. I looked into this closet and there was dog food in there, and then they got like the regular people food. I was like, okay, I'm not hungry right now. Security and finance. Security, man. Did I think I got them saved on that phone? Because I know I've seen that before. I think I was looking up dividend returns or something. Oh yeah, hey guys, one of the great things about working in the oil field is you get to work in some places and they'll take money out for your 401k and you'll forget about it, and then they'll send you a letter in the mail like, hey, you got some money over here, and you look at it, you're like, what? Hey, where this come from? 'Cause I had no idea, man. They sent me the letter in the mail like, oh, I got that. Oh, I'm gonna leave that right there. That's one thing I can say I really enjoyed about working in the oil field. You get surprise money. Like when I was working back at home, back in Mississippi, you may get some surprise money and it'd be $5. Like you get a letter in the mail with a check for $5. I've gotten that. Got a letter in the check. I got a letter in the mail for some stock that I had with a company, and it was 25 cents, and they sent me this check in the mail like twice a year, every year for like 4 or 5 years. They sent me that same, because it was 25 cents, and next year it was like 36 cents, and then I was like, okay, if I keep waiting, it'll be $1. And sure enough, like some years down the line, I waited, and it got out to like $1.05. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go cash this. Oh yeah. Oh. But yeah, that's you you stumble across money in the oil field, man. You really will. Cause I got a letter from them and a letter. That's right, Securian. That sure is. That is weird. Securian and some other company. I got the. I ain't gonna talk about Securian, but the other one sent me a letter in the mail like, hey, you got $1,000, like $1,200 or something. What? Whatever. Send me another notice so I remember that next year. But the security one, that was like, you don't say. Really? I've got what? Oh man. Let's see. I had never heard of Securian before I heard of it. And man, Dave Ramsey, bro. Dave Ramsey. But Dave Ramsey knows his stuff, bro. Yeah, just watch out for the norms working the oil. The norms working the oil. Security analysis. I'm gonna look that up. The intelligent investor by being around, but Tanker Monkey nailed it. Tanker Monkey nailed it, bro. Dave Ramsey, that was the first guy in my life, and it was trucking. It really was, because Dave Ramsey doesn't come on local radio in Mississippi. He might now, but like back in the day, Dave Ramsey didn't come on the radio. It wasn't until I got to driving trucks and I started listening to those stations and like the lower eights, the 8s and the 9s, like the 88s, the 90s and 99s and stuff up there. I came across Dave Ramsey. So listening to this dude, man, this dude's right. Hey, Dave Ramsey, if you're watching this or you ever happen to come across this, you get 2 thumbs up from me, and if I had 4 arms, I'll give you 2 more thumbs up right up underneath these thumbs. All the way, bro. Dave Ramsey all day long. Because one thing I can give Dave Ramsey that I can't give Facebook. You probably could give it to YouTube in some places, but you definitely can't give it to Facebook. Dave Ramsey will give you all of the information. What's his book called? The Baby Step book. That Baby Steps to Financial Freedom or Financial Success or something like that. But I look up Dave Ramsey and man, I hadn't gotten into crypto, bro. And I don't know what I've been doing, man. I don't know why I ain't gotten into that. Cause dude, I remember Bitcoin way back in the day, but I didn't have no money, and Bitcoin was not something within the realm of something that I didn't have no money, bro. I was an average person in the state of Mississippi, living paycheck, and tomorrow was go to work. So, but if Bitcoin had came out today, yeah, I would have bought some Bitcoin. If it came out today and it was Bitcoin, the such and such, blah 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 currency of the future, and you can use it digitally. Whatever. It's like a KOS. Man, I've made so much money off that doggone company. I just sit there and watch them buy, sell. Just sit there and do that with KOS all day long. Not all day long, but just sit there and do that. Buy, sell. buy, sell, buy, sell. So it was two other companies I used to do that with a lot. Buy, sell, buy and sell. Because my my fees were and are then and now were so low. I was like, okay, so I can buy and sell with and make $300, $600, $700, make $400, make $200, and I can just keep doing that and just keep doing that. Like, okay. And I haven't even really began to get into shorting stuff. I started looking at it when I was in the oil field with Alex, and then we all got laid off. So, but that's one thing I can say. I kind of wish I hadn't bought the truck, because I was going in a totally different direction before I bought this truck, and the stuff I was looking at, I knew, but it is what it is. All right, guys, this video has been on here for an hour. The next 6 months is a good time to get in DC. Look at Hold on a minute, Tanker Monkey. I will text that to myself. Text those to myself so I can go look those suckers up. What did you say? hey, bro. Everybody thought Bitcoin was a pyramid scheme. Everybody thought Bitcoin was a pyramid scheme. Because everybody was like, Bitcoin doesn't make anything. But look at it like this. If you've got some money, let's say you have $1 million. Let's say you have $1 million and you put $1 million into an account, and then you sell shares of what's in that account, and then people buy those shares at 57 cents a share, and you sell 1 million shares of what represents that account at 57 cents a share. You now have 57 cents times 1 million off of a bank account. Welcome to Bitcoin. You just made your own Bitcoin. Don't you guys remember, some of y'all may or may not, you remember those advertisements on TV for the Rush card? They usually sold those advertisements on urban television stations and urban radio stations. Get your Rush card. It's the same thing. You just want a little piece of a large number, because 1 penny from 1 million people giving you a penny, that adds up. And now you look at Bitcoin today, and people are still putting money into the Bitcoin bank account. Now people can't get those shares then that are now worth this. But if they can take advantage of it, they can take advantage of it. Take a monkey if I'm wrong, man. Set me straight, bro. That's another thing, Tanker Monkey, man. I gotta get up there, just it, if not for anything, just so me and you can have a conversation about crypto, because it's my fault that I've allowed myself to get behind on that, and I should have been on top of it. I probably would have been, like I said, if I hadn't bought the truck, because that's all, dude. I was into the market, dude. Like during the crash, I saw it coming, and I was zoned in. If you go to the community page on my YouTube channel, there's a picture. There is a picture on my YouTube channel. I don't know if both pictures are on there. That was actual holding. Hold on a second. Yeah, that once in a lifetime opportunity, the crash of, I don't know why the years left off. Occidental, Schlumberger. I didn't have anything in QEP. I sold QEP before that. Who was that? Who was that? 1,000 shares of 5 grand. I know it wasn't Halliburton, because I bought Halliburton at like $5 a share, and I bought like 3,000 shares of it at one time. Wait a minute. There it is. It's more than one picture on there. It has to be. Man, wait a minute. Because I actually held that, but there's another picture, but I don't see it. Okay, Oasis Midstream. Because that 1,000 wasn't Halliburton, because I had 3,000 in Halliburton. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all bought in, man, when the stock market was down. But on my community page, you can see what I'm talking about. That once in a lifetime opportunity, that was it, bro. When that's another thing, because I was telling somebody else that you need to have an extra 10 to 20 grand like, put aside somewhere in an account that you're not gonna mess with. You're not even gonna think about it, just in case Canada bombs the United States or something. Let me get out of here, man. It's been great talking to you guys. Just went through some ice yesterday. Pop Tart Gone Trucking, what's up? Again, I want to thank all you guys for showing up, man. Pop Tart Gone Trucking. I don't know. You might be over here at the somewhere over here in Pennsylvania, Maryland, at the truck stop somewhere. Thanks for showing up, Pop Tart Gone Trucking. Thanks for showing up, Grant, Rennie. Thanks, Tanker Monkey, for all the great information and everything that you guys have contributed. And thank you guys for the thumbs up, likes, and checking out my video today. Thank you to, as I scroll back up, Comrade Lawrence Page. You guys are awesome. Ben Graham. I've heard of Ben Graham. I can't recall Ben Graham's voice right now. Timothy Fritsch. Who else was on here? Somebody was on her way up. Mac Millie, Timothy Fritsch, Tanker Monkey, Pop Tart Gone Trucking, Grant Renee. I think I just said all y'all right there. I'll holler at you guys later. I'm out of here. Because to get back to my phone, looking at lows, and because I'm probably not gonna do nothing today. Today's a waste. Today was just leaving from where I was at. It's actually a little bit warmer down here than it was up there. Just trying to make a decision on what I'm gonna do about this clutch, man. And calling around to some places, and the parts places are all closed today. I know I'm not taking it to a dealer shop. There's no way in hell. And it's gonna be the mom and pop shops. I'm not even calling the big shops. But JPTV 3000. Thanks all you guys. Subscribe, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, share, and man, I want to make more interviews, man. But truck drivers be either shutting down for the night, going to sleep, tired, or they on the road. You know, it ain't like Williston. You know, I could just about always run into somebody that had, you know, time to talk about their experiences. Up here, I kind of have to catch them when I can catch them, and truck drivers aren't always in the like a relaxed state. Like when we're out here on the road, we're in a go state. But this is JPTV 3000. Peace. I'll let y'all later. Jay Odom, I just saw you. Be safe. I went through it in Tesla. Hey man, save your money and invest it wisely, and let your money make money for you. I almost turned it off. Jay Odom, appreciate that, man. Thank you for tuning in. More than welcome to share more of my videos, like, subscribe, man. I'm gonna keep bringing in the content and more information as I get it and as it's available to y'all. I'll let y'all later. Peace.